Thank you all for coming today. This has been an incredible ride, an incredible experience for us. Going from the old the old Wheatley High School and the old E.O. Smith building to this magnificent structure. I think that this is one of the best things that's come to this neighborhood as we develop and improve in this neighborhood. I'm telling you, you're in for a treat today as you take your tour, if you haven't already been around the facility. We're going to get into an exciting program, and I hope you're ready for a great program, for some great speakers we have on panel today. But before we do that, we are going to post our colors.
Mark time, march. Colors, hold. Present arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may be seated.
Order, arm. Right, face. Forward, march.
Thank you. And now we will have a selection by one of our newest innovations here at Mickey Leland, the Mickey Leland Men's Choir.
I'm building me a home.
I'm building me a home. I'm building me a home.
Building me a home.
I'm building me a home.
Building me a home.
I'm building me a home. This earthly house
Gonna soon decay.
is gonna soon decay. And my soul's gotta have somewhere to stay. My Lord.
Hear me praying.
When you hear me praying,
Me a home.
I'm building me a home.
You hear me praying.
Hear me praying.
Building me a home.
I'm building me a home. Oh my Lord.
This earthly house
This earthly
gonna
house
soon decay.
is gonna soon decay.
Soul's gotta have.
And my soul's gotta have somewhere to stay.
Through many dangerous
Swords and snares,
I've already
I've
gone.
already gone
His grace leads me
saved us far, and I know it will lead me home.
When you hear me moaning, I'm building me a home. When you hear me moaning, I'm building me a home. This earthly house
This earthly
is
house
gonna soon decay.
is gonna soon decay.
My soul's gotta have. When you hear me shouting,
Shouting,
I'm building me a home.
yes, my Lord.
When you hear me shouting,
Yes, Lord, shouting,
I'm building me a
yes,
home.
my Lord.
This earthly house
This earthly
is
house
gonna soon
is
decay.
gonna soon decay.
And my soul's gotta
And
have.
my soul's gotta have, and my soul's gotta have somewhere to stay.
Oh, you can do better than that. Because we just built a home here at 5th Ward. when I was given the opportunity to start the school 7 years ago, it was a venture, it was a dive into a space where the school district had never gone. We had never started a single gender school, and it was a concept that was foreign to us. And I can tell you, it has been a privilege, a huge privilege to serve as founding principal here. And believe it or not, it's actually a responsibility and a calling. And I think all of us have that same responsibility and calling to help the young men that we see in our schools today. What we do special here is we target and we focus on best practices that help young men learn and to improve their learning so that they can go off and be global leaders in whatever college they may choose and whatever career they choose. So it's a special, special place in a very special neighborhood. The Fifth Ward community has embraced us. We love them. In fact, where is Mr. Alvin Bird? Where is Alvin? There he is, Alvin Bird, Fifth Ward native. Alvin was one of the first people I met when I came to Fifth Ward, and I tell you, Alvin pulled me to the side and he said, you got to do this right, because this neighborhood, they need this, and this neighborhood will respect you if you do it right, bring them along the correct way, and we have. So what I would like to do is that's my testimony, and I'd like to share with you a student testimony. Our senior class president, Mr. Cameron Lawrence. Please welcome him to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Crook. Good morning. Students, faculty, families, and friends. My name is Cameron Lawrence, and I'm Mickey Leland's College Preparatory Academy's Senior Class President. It is a pleasure for me to be speaking to you today from our new, fantastic building. After 2 buildings, 3 graduating classes, 4 years of building and planning, we are finally here at our permanent home. As a representative of the class of 2018, I am proud to say that we are truly grateful and fortunate for this new facility. Now, I would like to take a moment to recognize someone who has stuck through the hard times and overcome a lot of triumphs. The class of 2018, could you please stand? The class of 2018 is special because it's the first class at this campus to go through 6th to 12th grade to complete the whole program at the second most rigorous school in the nation. It seems just like yesterday, we were running through the Green Mile as 6th graders with Emery and Zachary. And all of this wouldn't be possible without our principal, Dr. Crook, our board trustee, Ms. Rhonda Skeeling-Jones, our superintendent, Mr. Richard Carranza, and the teachers, staff, and parents that ensure we are well-educated and well-rounded citizens of the world. You are the definition of Houston Strong. Thank you.
Thank you for those comments, Cameron. I thought you were going to say just a little bit more about me, though. We talked about that. Now we'll have remarks from our superintendent, Mr. Richard Carranza.
So good morning, everyone. I'm going to be brief because I know that you're in the sun. It's because you're bright. But Dr. Crook, thank you so much. And it is truly always an honor and a privilege to be in the historic, resilient, and beautiful Fifth Ward. And this building, you can applaud for that. What I'm so proud of as part of the Houston Independent School District is that this Board of Trustees and this community has made an investment in our community. The Fifth Ward is our community. It's historic, it's beautiful, it's part of our history, and this building is just the first of many to come in this community that will be markers of not only our pride, but our dedication to ensuring that Houston not only stays strong, but it stays diverse, and it stays historic. And one of the things that I love about this building is that not only do you have 139,000 square feet, but you also have, and I think this is the coolest thing, the Joe Sample Music Hall with a recording studio. and it's designed by a former Wheatley High School graduate and world-renowned recording artist, Joe Sample. And as you walk through the hall and you see the historic artifacts that not only pay homage to the Fifth Ward, but the history of this building, the former Wheatley High School and the people that came here. This is what we do. We honor our past and use the past as the cornerstone for educating the future doctors, engineers, architects, lawyers, teachers, business people, and maybe even a superintendent or two, right here from the Mickey Leland College Preparatory Academy. So on behalf of all of us in the Houston Independent School District, let's cut this ribbon, let's let the learning begin, and more importantly, let's continue to create the history that comes from this beautiful community right here in the Fifth Ward. Enjoy.
And now we'll have remarks from our trustee, Ms. Rhonda Skiller and Jones.
Good morning. I first want to thank all of our guests for being here. Your support means a lot, not just to the district, but to all of the young people you see out here participating in this ceremony today. And that's what our young people need, is your support. So let's give them all a round of applause. To our illustrious principal, the faculty, the staff, and to all of our HISD administration, who's headed by our wonderful superintendent, I can't say thank you enough. This project means so much to this community and so much to our youth and our young people. At a time when our boys in this country are at risk, places like this, safe spaces, safe environments, enriched with learning opportunities, and headed by great people who support them is exactly what they need to get what they have to do in life and to go on to achieve their goals. So I thank everyone from the bond, from the citizens who voted for the bond, to the bond community at our district who helped to make sure that this building was what these kids need, to the parents who were patient with us through the process, to our team who, from the community and the parents, put this together. The changes you guys went through, the effort you put in was well worth it. We have all worked together. They say it takes a village, and this village has done what it needed to happen to ensure that this building will build legacies and will continue the historic traditions in the Fifth Ward. We are very proud of you. Boys, we're looking forward to watching your lives to see what you will do when you leave from this place. And I am confident that each and every one of you will be better people for having been here and have maximized your potential when you ultimately do the wonderful things you're destined for. Just a little bit about, I didn't hear anybody say this, and so I'm going to give a little bit about the project. This was a $30 million project, 139 square feet, and it holds the capacity of 1,000 students. We want to thank Rice and Gardner and Prime Contractors, as well as Harris, Kornberg, and Corrigan Associates for bringing this to fruition. If you haven't seen the space, I hope that you will stay after and see it. It is amazing. I've cried at least twice, and I've toured it at least 4 times. The things that happen here with our kids are just phenomenal. The teachers offer lessons in spaces that look like 22nd century spaces. It's not your traditional school. It is a place where our creativity is allowed. It is a space where freedom of learning can happen. And I am just amazed every time I walk through and see something new. To the Joe Sample family, to the E.O. Smith family, to the Leland family, and all those shoulders that we stand on, I want to say thank you. We are grateful. And it is not lost that the history we will be making would not happen if it were not for the history that this was built on. Representative Dutton, you are an integral part of Fifth Ward. We thank you for being here. We thank you for supporting this project. We thank you for all that you do for our communities and for our children. And we know that you are a part of this legacy as well. Thank you. Have a good day.
Now we will have remarks from Mr. William Gaston Leland.
Good morning. I'm happy to be with you on such a wonderful occasion. It's a joy to see so many friends. We are here to pay respect to a great person who has done so much for so many. Your friends, you and others, know almost as much about Mickey as I do. His life is almost an open book. You have read and heard many stories of his life, and I'm proud to say he was a friend of all. At an early age, Mickey showed qualities of a leader. He loved people. He helped everyone, no matter the color or status in life. And our home, thanks to our parents, was always filled with joyful children. As I look among you, I see so many people who helped to shape my life, and also my brothers. Let us enjoy this time together. It is heartwarming to know that so many people care and share in Mickey's works of hunger and social justice. Mickey's efforts were not superhuman. They were commitments, caring, forthright endeavors fueled by his virtue and integrity. May I give a salute to our brother Mickey Leland. If your life were an open book, the pages would be tinged with gold, and we would read a story that to be remembered and retold. For we would read of how you gave to each one of you and each one that you met the fullness that your heart could give, the love that no one could forget. Thank you for the honor.
Thank you, Mr. Leland. If you could remain standing, we have a special presentation for you. And the Smith family, would you please come up?
Also, in our recognitions, we don't want to forget our clergy in the audience. I know the priest for my mother Mercy is here. Would you please stand? And if there are any other clergy thank you. Please stand. Pastor Ladson, I see you as well. And Ms. Tolliver. Ms. Tolliver's been a supporter since day one of this project. We appreciate you being here. And I know Jamie had mentioned, but I always want to thank the shoulders that I personally stand on, my mentor, Ms. Galloway.
Next, we'll have comments from our state representative, Mr. Harold Dunn.
Good morning. A few years ago, my son graduated from Morehouse College. And I attended, and if you've ever been there, they come out on that Sunday morning and they come over this burn, and they do it to a number of drums. And I didn't know how it would make me feel. But the hair stood up on my arm because 550 men graduated from college that Sunday morning. Today, I feel even better. And one of the reasons is because a whole bunch of years ago, the superintendent, not this superintendent, but another superintendent called me, and he said, "We're going to close the old Smith." And I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, there's less than 100 students there." I said, "Well, can we do something else with it?" He said, "Like what?" I thought back to my son graduating at Morehouse College. And I said to him, "Why don't we make it an all-boys school?" And he said to me, "Well, I don't know if we can do that." I said, "Reverend Lawson and his group have already gone to Washington, D.C. to make sure you could have same-sex schools. He said, well, we got to have a girls' school too. I said, I have no problem with that. He said, well, let me work on it. Today is the fruits, happens to be the fruits of his working on it. And the board at HISD and the superintendent and the staff, thank you all. Because I think when you make an investment in one of these boys, you make an investment in eternity, not just for Fifth Ward, not just for Houston, not just for Texas, but for the whole United States. When I think about all the people that have come along, Mickey Leland included, and Barbara Jordan, and Wally Henry, and Bali Bastine, all these people came from Wheaton, and L. Franco Lee, they came from this community, from Fifth Ward. And so with that, I have a resolution which I will give to the principal, and it's on behalf of all of us in the state legislature. It says, thank you for getting this done, and I will just present it to him without reading it. And I hope, well, I know, not I hope, I know that I'll see these boys in this community make a whole lot of difference. Thank you, and God bless you.
Next, we will have comments from Sheila Jackson Lee's office, brought to us by Mr. Darrell Jackson.
Good morning. I am certainly pleased to be here on behalf of the Honorable Sheila Jackson Lee, 18th Congressional District, House of Representatives. And while she could not be here, she is, of course, taking care of the House's business on the Hill. I like to think of her as a living legend, but she would not be here unless she stood on the shoulders of a great icon that this school is actually named after. So without further ado, I have a presentation and a certificate, Principal, that I'd like to read, and I'll be brief as possible. This certificate is a congressional recognition, 18th District, Texas, Mickey Leland College Preparatory Academy for Young Men on the occasion of grand opening celebration. Now therefore be it resolved that on behalf of the constituents of the 18th Congressional District of Texas, I take great pride in recognizing the Mickey Leland College Preparatory Academy for Young Men for the grand opening celebration of their new building located at 1700 Gregg Street, Houston, Texas, 77020. Your hard work and dedication to the community reflects the pride that is the spirit of Houston and in the great state of Texas. Your service and commitment to bringing the community together is deserving of respect, admiration, and commendation of the United States Congress. Sheila Jackson Lee, Member of Congress, November 14, 2017. And one other presentation, and I hope that the young men will get the gravity of this particular presentation. This is a flag that was actually flown over the Capitol, and we hope that you will fly it here, Principal. This flag was flown over the United States Capitol in honor of Mickey Leland College Preparatory Academy for Young Men on the occasion of its grand opening celebration, November 14th, 2017. Sheila Jackson Lee, Member of Congress.
So what I would like to do now is to invite members of the panel here to come up, and we will take our ribbon cutting photo, and we will cut the ribbon and get our day started.
One, two, three, cut.
Hey! All right. We're open. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.